Well, it's rainy outside and the perfect day for comfort food. And one of those comfort foods for me is shrimp and grits. So I've got my water boiling for the grits. Now I'm going to make a big pot. So I've got 12 cups of half chicken stock and half water in this pot. And it's just starting to come up to a boil. And I added a little bit of salt to it. So now I'm going to add 3 cups of these quick cooking grits. And stir them really well right away because they might start sticking at the bottom if you don't. So they're not sticking. So now I'm going to turn the heat down, and I'm going to turn it to a medium low, which on my stove is probably about a 3, and I'm going to put a lid on it. Now these quick cooking grits say that they will cook in 5 to 7 minutes, but if you like creamy grits, you need to let them cook a little bit longer than that. Sometimes if mine are absorbing all the water, by the time the end of that 7 minutes is up, I'll even pour some more boiling water in it and just put the lid back on it and let it cook for a little bit longer, because the longer you cook them, the creamier they're going to be. Okay, while our grits are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and cook the shrimp. And this is the pan that I fried our bacon in, because we're going to put bacon crumbles in our shrimp and grits. So I'm just going to use the little bit of oil that's left in there from the bacon, and I'm going to cook my shrimp in it. It'll just give it that little bit of extra flavor. So these are just raw shrimp. They've had the tails taken off of them, and they've been deveined. Now shrimp don't need to cook long. As you can see, they're kind of a gray color right now. And as soon as they turn pink, they're done. Okay, you can see that our shrimp have turned from gray to pink, and that's only been about 3 minutes, so it doesn't take long at all. If you cook them too long, they're going to be tough. So I'm going to season them with just a little bit of Morton's seasoning and remove those from the heat, and we'll put them on the shrimp and grits last. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes and our grits are done. I've pulled them off the burner because they will still cook a little bit, even though that burner's not on, it's still hot. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a couple cups of shredded cheddar cheese. Now you could add as much cheese as you want to. For this amount of grits, I think this is plenty. You could add up to 4 cups if you wanted to. It's just according to how cheesy you want your grits. We're going to let that melt. And the last ingredient that goes in the pot itself is spinach. And I use baby spinach and just leave the leaves whole. Now I know you think that's probably a weird ingredient to go in grits, but it cooks down and adds a lot of nutritional value. So you need to keep stirring now at this point so those grits don't stick, because that cheese will make them a little bit stickier. And as the hot grits cook that spinach, it's going to wilt, and that is going to be delicious. So I'm going to keep stirring this for just a couple of minutes. Okay, that's our shrimp and grits, and the cheese is turned in a nice yellow color. Now, if those big leaves of spinach bother you, you can shred it up finer so that it'll wilt more, or you can just leave it out. But the way I serve it is just put the grits with the spinach in it in a bowl. Sprinkle your shrimp on top, just like that, and then top it with cooked bacon. And there's your shrimp and grits.